Okay, so I think this video is so necessary right now. You can use your 9 to 5 to fund your dreams in entrepreneurship. But what other skills are you acquiring from your 9 to 5 that can literally help you when you do decide to become an entrepreneur? So I'll tell you a little bit about my journey and what I mean by this. So, one, I knew that I wanted to do marketing full time. I wanted it to be my own business. I wanted to do my own thing. I went through maybe three jobs, right? And each job helped me fund my business. I took what I learned at each job. So my first job outside of college was working in pharmaceutical sales. What could you learn from pharmaceutical sales that can help you when you decide to become an entrepreneur? So I learned how to hustle. So you make anywhere from 40 to 50 calls a day, which is on the low end of sales calls. But I learned how to speak to professionals. So I was talking to nurses, I was talking to doctors, I was talking to lots of people. I learned how to measure results. So at this point in time, we're learning the marketing materials that we're using. How effective are they? And there's measures to learn how effective your marketing tools are. So we have analytics on Instagram or Facebook. Oh, you've reached 1,200 people, or oh, you've reached 1,000 people. Okay, the reach is fine, but now how can you convert your reach to revenue, or your reach to sales, or your reach to engagement, whatever? I learned how to measure results in a ton of different ways, to where the point I'm making is, you might go on a sales visit or you might make a sales call or whatever, but you're not getting paid until they see what the result is. So for an example, pharmaceutical sales, they visit different offices. They're going to different doctor's office. I was inside sales. I wasn't outside sales, but we measured their sales and their visits to see how much conversion they got from when the doctor wrote the scripts. So I took that and put it in my little brain and kept that for when I wanted to help people with their business. So then my next job, I worked for the Hornets. So I liked the Hornets while I was there. I thought it was for me. And you'll learn things about yourself. Okay, this is what I know I can't do forever. And this is what I'll do to suck it up and get through it. But I know I can't do that either. Or, oh, I like this. I think I could do that, you know. So while I was there, I learned a lot. I'll tell you, the first thing I learned was how I won't manage employees. And that sounds bad, but I learned how I will not manage employees once I get to that point. I had great managers there, and I had managers who could use some fine tuning. Then also there, I learned how to in person chat with people, how to make a sale in person, how to negotiate, how to get people to say yes, how when people are on the fence, how you can get them to say yes. So I learned a lot about making the sale at the Hornets. That was something that I truly benefited from. So for my first job, I took how to measure your marketing tools, how to talk to professionals. Here at the Hornets, I learned how to make the final sale, how to push people to make the sale. So I had my customer service voice, and I knew how to look the part, dress the part, do in-person appointments, how to talk to businesses, how to, find that special thing about that business that helps you relate to them, and, building relationships. And I learned a lot about that. So while the Hornets financially didn't really help me, like financially, that wasn't really a great move for me, but I knew I could learn a lot from working for the NBA. I knew I could learn a lot by working in entertainment. So you have to take things from each job instead of, complaining or wishing you were somewhere else. Take the free information that they are giving you. So then my third example, I worked as a recruiter. So my job, again, recruiting is sales as well. So I'm making lots of calls a day. I am figuring out what a client needs and figuring out what travelers need, and I'm the middleman. So here I learned, how can you cater to the needs of your traveler while still meeting the needs of the client, which is the healthcare provider. So my job is to get my traveler to say, "Yes, I'll sign up for this job. Yes, I'll take the job," and I get paid if they say yes. So, what can I learn from that? Now I'm screening travelers, so I'm interviewing them, I'm getting their resume together, I'm making them look marketable, I'm helping them transition from one way of life to the other. So now we have 3 different jobs that were in the course of my journey to becoming an entrepreneur. You take 3 very valuable different things from each job and you utilize it for your business. So you're taking free information that you're there anyways. You're there regardless. So you can either sit there and complain and be like, "Oh my God, I can't wait till I'm an entrepreneur," whatever. Or you can take valuable information and then apply it. So now when I'm the director or I'm the executive director or I'm the regional director, I know how to, one, measure results, measure revenue, figure out ways to gain revenue. I now know, 2, how to talk to professionals. I know how to talk to people in person. I know how to make an appointment, schedule an appointment. I know how to build relationships with people. I know how to relate to people. And then 3, I know how to screen employees. So if I need to hire, I know questions to ask. I know red signs to look out for. I know these things based off my past experiences. So working a 9 to 5 to me is helpful. Is it something you do forever? Not for me, but it has helped and shaped me. And I knew that each job that I had, God needed me to take something special away to then apply it to my business now or the new projects I'll be starting, because I feel well equipped. I feel knowledgeable. When it was time for me to do something for my new business, I was like, "Oh, light bulb, I did that here." Or light bulb, I did that there. So use your 9 to 5 and don't allow it to make you miserable. Use networks that you have from your old job. So when it was time for us to gather donations or whatever, I was like, "Up, I'm gonna hit that person up," or "I'm gonna talk to this person," or whatever. Everything in life has a purpose. So before you can be a full-time entrepreneur, you need to go through those trials, those tribulations, those teaching moments, all that will mold and guide you to being the person you are today. So making that transition, you're going to want to make a plan. You're going to want to budget. I say 6 months to a year of savings, of emergency money, because even if your business gets off in a month, you need to plan for 3 to 4 months of business being slow. If it works out in a month, awesome, congratulations. But if business is slow, you need other ways to keep going in life. So 1, we're making a plan. 2, we're budgeting. 3, don't let anyone rush you. The internet will try to rush you. People will try to rush you, but you will know in your heart when it is time for you to make that full-on transition of being an entrepreneur. And then the last thing I wanted to say was, when you're acquiring these new skills, don't be afraid to pick up a new skill that maybe you didn't learn at your last job, but it's not too late to learn. I'll tell you one thing. When I transitioned to being a full-time entrepreneur, you are the photographer, you are the marketer, you're the graphic designer, you are the community engagement specialist. You are literally anything that your business needs at that day and that time. So you need to be ready to do it all, learn new skills, use your past skills, and just be ready. Be ready for change. Be ready for natural disasters. Be ready for unforeseen events. be ready. That's literally the best advice that I can give you. I know when we started what we're doing, I had a plan from 3 years ago. I knew that this plan was going to take me, and each year I reevaluated. Did I know from day one that I was going to go through 3 jobs before becoming an entrepreneur? No, I didn't. But let me just tell you how life has a funny way of working out. So when I first got my job in Delaware, I was in pharmaceutical sales, and I did that for 10 months. My second job, I believe God got me a job with the Hornets to move to North Carolina. I believe that had I not gotten my dream job, I don't know if I would have moved here. I don't know. I think that I would have been comfortable making good money at home around my parents, around my old friends. But because I got my dream job that I thought was my dream job at the time, that helped me move here to where I learned skills from the Hornets. I learned what I didn't want in life. I knew that I didn't want a schedule the way my old schedule was. I knew I didn't want to make the money that I made working my dream job. I just figured out more things about myself. And then my third job, which I got because my commute to Charlotte was too far, I was spending way too much time at work. I missed out on events, my friends' graduations. I just knew, you know what, this can't be me. So I was like, I'm getting a new job, making more money. Might not be what I thought was my dream job, but then I realized I made so many new connections in the town that the business that I started is at. I made new connections, met new people, made better money, better schedule, and that was my turning point to then doing entrepreneurship full time. Doing it to the point that it works for you. And like I said, don't let people rush you. You'll know when it's your time. Like, I remember having a conversation with my boss, and she was like, you know, you will never know how it feels if you don't do it. If you do it and you fail, just know you can always start over. So if you do something and you don't like it, start over. If you get a job and don't like it, leave. I have never been at a job for longer than a year. Like 9 months to a year, I knew that it was on to something else. Time for me to learn new skills, time for me to meet new people, time for me to make different money. So just know this is all a process. But stay tuned for some more videos, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Comment, subscribe, let me know what else you want to see, because I am ready for this YouTube thing. I'm excited.